Doctor Who, Christmas of the Squid. Chapter 3, Darkest Squid. Squid was having a strange day. One moment he had been lounging in the TARDIS swimming pool, the next the Doctor had knocked him unconscious. He then woke up wrapped in a Christmas gift and under the guardianship of his Rose girl. Despite a lot of fear and confusion, he felt safe with Rose protecting him. She and her boyfriend kept talking about how special she was, so he assumed she must have some kind of special powers that would sort out any danger. She probably had the power to blow things up with her mind or something. Her boyfriend was strange. Everyone called him the Doctor, but he didn't look like the Doctor, so that was a bit confusing. Squid had taken to calling him a Bubba to avoid confusion. A Bubba and Rose made a good couple, thought Squid, as she only had top teeth and he only lower teeth, so they completed one another. Currently Rose was taking Squid out shopping to pick up some essential supplies. The Doctor had stayed behind to run some experiments on Squid's blood, hoping to find out what made him special.
"Be careful, Rose,"
he had said before they left.
"If the Squid was sent here to hide, it must mean someone's after him. You better be careful out there."
He had put a hand on Rose's shoulder, and then stroked the hand up onto her face to cover her cheek, and then placed both hands over her face and closed his eyes. When Rose and Squid stepped outside the flat, Squid was delighted to find that London had been turned into a winter wonderland, with inches of snow coating everything in sight. He waddled into the middle of the road and scooped up a fistful of snow, throwing it around in a flurry of white bliss. He sang happily. He then started shoveling it into his mouth, loving how cold it felt on his tongue. It tasted a bit like ice cream, and upon realizing that the whole city was coated in something that tasted a bit like ice cream, the young Squid screamed in delight. Rose saw him eating the snow and started laughing.
"Squid, you muppet, that's not snow. That's ash from the blown-out dead aliens."
She chortled. Squid stopped and stared at her, melted snow dripping from his open mouth. He yelled, falling to his knees and vomiting hard on the ground. After 43 minutes of projectile vomiting, Rose led Squid into Tescos. It was there they faced, a familiar face.
"Harriet Jones,"
said Rose with a venomous tone, as she spotted Harriet Jones in the frozen dinner aisle. Harriet Jones turned around to see Squid and Rose, and looked less than pleased to see them.
"Squid, this is Harriet Jones,"
said Rose, introducing Squid to Harriet Jones. Squid waved at Harriet Jones. "I'm Harriet Jones," said Harriet Jones, introducing herself with a trademark Harriet Jones stare. Replied Squid, which roughly translated as Harriet Jones.
"Just shouldn't be here, Harriet Jones,"
said Rose.
"I want to shop here. I decree this Tesco's mine and exile you from it. Off you hop."
"I have to shop at Tesco's now, Rose. After the Doctor brought down my government with those 3 words, delivered in just the right husky tone, all I can afford is frozen dinners," Harriet Jones pleaded.
"Don't you try and kill me, Harriet Jones. You disgust me. I can't believe you're the same one I was in the cupboard with. Can't even look at you right now."
She turned her head away in shame. "Very well," Harriet Jones said, and dropped her frozen chicken dinner. "It was a pleasure to meet you, Squid," she said, before adjusting her suit and walking out of the shop. Asked Squid as he and Rose left Tesco's, Squid carrying several shopping bags.
"Keep up, Squid. We'll matter because you blew up some illegal aliens who are trying to destroy Earth,"
she said, stating the obvious. Squid scratched his head, confused about why he should be cross about that.
No,
said Rose, quickly trying to explain.
She didn't blow them up in a cool way like when me and the Doctor had blown them up. And you know what she thinks she is, being the Doctor? She wishes, mate. But she's only Harriet Jones.
She laughed. They carried on their way, Squid now totally introduced to Harriet Jones and her wicked ways.
"That really stressed me out having to put up with her,"
moaned Rose. Then her eyes lit up as an idea came to her.
"Come on, Squid, I know where we need to go." "Typical, that's bloody typical, that is,"
wailed Rose as they reached the park. They arrived to find the swings had already in use by two small, adorable children, laughing as they swung back and forth. Rose buried her face in her hands.
I just wanted the swings to myself, Squid. Is that too much to ask?
Squid tried to comfort her by putting a hand on her shoulder.
Squid, will you push him off the swings?
Said Rose, turning to look Squid straight in the eye. Squid faltered, taken aback. Rose's stare turned colder. Scared by the possibility of her mind powers, Squid took his hand back and slowly lurched over to the swing set.
Remember the time you pushed those kids off the swings for me?
Asked Rose, happily swinging on the swings a few moments later.
That was probably the nicest thing anyone's ever done for me,
she continued thoughtfully. Squid stood behind her, pushing her as she flew up and then down. For some reason, Rose felt at ease around Squid, like she could finally let her guard down and be herself. Perhaps it was because he was easy to intimidate, would shy away from conflict, and never voiced any opinion of his own. Because of this, she started to say her feelings out loud.
Today, Squid, a sentence so like your Venus is against me, you know. Terrible job, no boyfriend, never finished school. It's like someone made the whole of the earth just to accept me. It's true, old change when I met the Doctor, the most wonderful and sexy man of the universe, but still. I mean, I tried to say my dad and time wouldn't let me. I mean, stop being a bitch, time. I won't time let you the things I want, Squid,
she asked. Squid legitimately had no answer.
And I deserve so much more, Squid, because I'm special. And I know that's always faulty, and the Doctor keeps telling me I am. He's only a bloody Time Lord, so he must know what he's talking about,
she said with certainty. Said Squid uncertainly.
Come on, let's go home,
said Rose at last, hopping off the swing. She took Squid's hand and led him back up to the footpath. Rose couldn't explain if there was something about Squid that intrigued her, drew her to him. He was magnetic, and even now she felt like she wouldn't be able to let go of his hand even if she had really tried to, like it became a fire hazard or something. Squid too was enjoying the hand-holding, mainly because no one had ever held his hand before and it was pretty nice. He'd never had a magical guardian who also happened to be the most important girl in the universe before, and it was pretty exciting. And so, Rose and Squid walked home, holding hands all the way.